IPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनी।
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
Welcome to Higher Match Center Live. Excitement goes higher as the most exciting ODI tournament brings you the most incredible cricket show.
Match Center Live में आपका स्वागत.
Get ready for top-notch match analysis.
आप कहाँ पे किस-किस से कितनी गेंदें करवाते हो?
Iconic superstars.
दिल्ली दा मुंडा विराट कोहली.
More action and more entertainment with Higher, world's #1 home appliances brand for the last 16 years.
Absolutely love it.
Watch Higher Match Center Live, powered by Amul, every day at 1:30 p.m. only on Jio Hotstar.
ट्रॉफी जब उठाई तो
Hello and welcome back to Higher Match Center Live, powered by Amul. We are minutes away from the toss and we have to talk about the combinations. Raidu, are India sticking to the same 2 all-rounders plus 2 spinner combination?
No, I think, we might as well say 4 spinners because there are 4 frontline spinners and I feel it's a little too many. I think we should get in a seamer because if we end up bowling in the afternoon, there is enough help because they shower the pitch in the morning in Dubai just to keep it intact for 100 overs. So I feel there will be enough for seamers and also we need a seamer to bowl death bowling if need be if we are defending a total. So I think will be a seamer shot if we play.
Who are you dropping one?
No, that's for Rohit Sharma to decide. But I think, but definitely 3 seamers and 3 spinners for me.
3 spinners, 3 seamers, says Raidu. What about Australia? They're bringing in the left-arm spinner in Cooper Connolly for sure. And who opens with Travis Head, Mikey Clark?
Oh, geez, yeah, thank God I'm not Steve Smith either. I think they will bring Cooper Connolly in, I think because he adds that extra bowling option, that left-arm orthodox option. And then I'm going to say they'll open with him just to save, making too many changes. I think their experience through the middle order in regards to starting your innings against spin is going to be very important. So keep Smith at 3, Labuschagne in there as well. We've got some left-hand options as well. Josh Inglis has been very good. So I'm just going to say 1 change, and I think Cooper Connolly will come in and open the batting, and he'll get the chance to bowl as well.
Okay, so maybe Cooper Connolly opens for Australia. Miraculously, Rohit Sharma manages to win a toss. What does he do?
I think, in a big final like this, he should be batting first. But, but you never know with him. But I think he should be batting first on a pitch like that.
Quick one, Mikey Clark. Australia win toss, bat or field?
Well, I would like to see them bat first, but they've been wanting to chase. So who knows what Steve Smith will do.
It could be a crucial toss considering both teams. India much more aware of the conditions, a new pitch for this semi-final. What are the changes for both teams? It's toss time with Ravi Shastri.
It's Dubai once again. It's semi-final time. It's ready to start up and crank up the engines, folks. It's 2 champion teams of the modern era going head-to-head to the finish line. It's India versus Australia. It's the Champions Trophy, and it's coming to you live from the United Arab Emirates. It's coming up to toss time for the Blues. Coming out, firing on all cylinders, is the veteran Rohit Sharma for India. For the Yellows, ready to take off at the rate of knots, it's the old warhorse, Stephen Smith. And the match referee for today, ready to raise the flag if needed, is Andy Pycroft from South Africa. Francis, the toss rep. Rohit will spin the coin.
Heads.
Heads is the call. What's it, Andy?
We'll have a bat.
Well, Stephen, what have you decided? You won the toss?
Yeah, we're going to have a bat. Looks a pretty dry surface, pretty dry square. So, yeah, I'd like to get some runs on the board.
Quick turnaround between matches. You were in Pakistan just a day here. Have you had time to acclimatise?
Yeah, the guys had a session or a couple of sessions out at the academy. So, now ready to go. Should be a good contest.
Is this pitch anywhere different from the ones in Pakistan?
Looks a lot drier. I think it should take probably a little bit more turns. So, yeah, reason behind batting first, try and put some runs on the board and then put some pressure on later on.
When you look at the history between these 2 sides, there's nothing to give, not an inch given, not an inch taken, and it will be competitive.
Oh, of course, yeah. Very good side, India, and we like coming up against them. So, yeah, it should be a really good contest, and we're looking forward to it.
And your combination for today's game on the surface?
Yeah, we got 2 changes. So Cooper Connolly comes in for Matt Short, who is injured, and Tanveer Sangha comes in for Spencer Johnson.
Have a good one,
Thank
Steve. Rohit, what would you have done winning the toss?
I was prepared to do both, to be honest. The wickets here have played very differently. And when you are in two minds, it's better to lose the toss.
But when you look at your side and the combinations you have, you've got most bases covered, you have plenty of options. And seeing this pitch, it's been on the slower side, it's turned, and you've got plenty of spin.
Yeah, look, like I said, we played 3 games here, and each time we played, it had something different in it. So you can't really say that this is how the pitch is going to play. The pitch keeps changing its nature, and and yeah, look, at the end of the day, you have to play good cricket, and that is what we are focused on. All 3 games that we played here, we played really good cricket, whether we batted first, we bowled first, and that is what we would look to do here again now.
Interesting you mentioned that, because you must have played on most pitches on this square. Are they different, pitch by pitch?
Yeah, look, there are 4 or 5 surfaces here, and each one has its own way of looking at how the pitch is going to play. But look, every time we've come here, you know that it is going to be challenging, and the slower bowlers have come into play a lot, and that is why we've gone with the same team. We're playing with 4 spinners and 2 spinners.
And just to turn around one day between matches, boys, okay with that?
Yeah, very much okay with that. I mean, you need to have that sort of momentum with you. We played a couple of days back here, and we want to continue from where we left. We want to play a good game of cricket, whether it's with the bat or with the ball. Now that we know we're bowling first, we have to come out and bowl well and try and restrict them as less as possible.
Well, have a good one, Rohit.
Thank you.
Well, that's the news from the centre. It's Australia who won the toss, and they've decided to bat first.
Oh, Rohit Sharma losing yet another toss, 14th now, and it's almost resigned to the fact that he won't win any more tosses. But the news is that Australia have won the toss, and they had no hesitation to bat first. That's the playing 11 for India, Dream 11 playing 11. Ambati Raidu, take us through. No changes.
I think it's good that we are bowling first, because we don't have to really defend or bowl those death overs towards the end of the match. But looking at this squad for the conditions that we have, I think it's an amazing squad to have. It's a luxury to have 4 spinners, 4 frontline spinners on a pitch like Dubai. So I think we are well placed in the semi-finals, and it's just the execution now.
Look, Australia also playing that extra spinner plus a spin bowling all-rounder. Great toss to win and bat first, Michael Clarke?
I think so. Now seeing those changes, I think it tells me both teams have assessed this pitch and said it's going to spin. Spin's going to play a big part. So Tanveer Sangha comes in as another frontline spinner to Adam Zampa, and then you've got that extra part-time spinner in Cooper Connolly as well. So both teams very spin heavy. I like that Australia's been willing to make the change. Like I said earlier, it's a different pitch to what they've played on in Pakistan. Very different conditions. I like that they've had the courage to do that. Now that they need to get out there and play well, put some runs on the board. But again, I think it was a good decision from Steve Smith to win the toss and bat. Pressure game, runs on the board can be significant, and they've just got to be able to assess conditions early. I think around that 250 could be a good score.
Yeah, around 250 could be a good score on a dry surface, says Michael Clarke. But spin to win is the mantra for the day, you must presume. 3 in the Australian side, 4 when it comes to India. What about the player of the match from the last game? Varun talks to us before the game.
Varun, thanks for your time. Your first knockout game for India in an ICC event. How much are you looking forward to it?
Definitely looking forward to it. It's a big match against Australia, but just not letting the occasion get over me, and just approaching this as a normal match, and let's see what happens.
You're looking good form as well in that last game. The ball was coming out of your hand beautifully.
I've been working a lot because I didn't get to play the initial start of the tournament. I've been working on that, and I've been working on my release points and all those things. I've been writing my process down, so I'm just not out of touch yet.
So you've been working on things. Let's talk a bit long term. You played here in the World T20. Didn't quite go for you. What have you changed or improved?
Yeah, back then I was totally a different bowler. I used to bowl a lot of side spin, and nowadays I bowl more of overspin. So I took more than 3 years to make that switch, and obviously credit to IPL and the domestic cricket that happens in India, which I was able to try it out there and it started working.
We don't know the balance of your side yet, but how much of a joy is it to be part of this quartet of spinners, all giving something different to Rohit?
Yeah, as you told, it's a fantastic team of 4 spinners, and looking forward to again bowling with them, because they all are seniors to me. I've just played 2 matches, and I'm looking up to them and waiting to have a go today.
Key to bowling spin in Dubai?
Just stick on the stumps. It's tough to hit from the stumps. Yeah.
It's been physically demanding, 2 games in 3 days, but also the mental challenge of playing Australia. They've been a thorn in your side in these events. Do your side believe they can beat Australia?
Yeah, you need to walk into every match believing that you can win, and yeah, Australia is a top side, and we have done our work, and whatever happens, yeah.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Varun's going to be a major force to reckon with in this particular game. Apart from Travis Head, if you look at that top 6, not many have faced him. Will that be a big challenge for Australia, the mystery spinner today?
Yeah, I think so. And also, if you look at Varun's bowling, the kind of development that we have seen in his bowling, his ball strangely starts to dip, because people think that it's actually there to hit, but it falls a feet further ahead of you, and that's what he has developed. And he's a handful, even if you know him or not, and especially in conditions like that, and if you don't know him, he is going to be a major threat. And Australia, I'm sure, will be watchful, but there are 3 more spinners to come after him, so it will be very, very tough for the Australian batsmen.
Michael Clark, same question to you. Travis Head, Glenn Maxwell have faced him. Maxwell doesn't have a good record. Will that be a major factor in the way they approach Varun, considering they haven't faced him before?
I think you'd like to obviously see the bowlers you're going to bowl that you're going to face, but these days with technology you can see everyone as much as you want. So they would have looked at footage, there's no doubt about it. So I don't think they can use that as an excuse. I agree with what he's saying though, Varun, in that interview with Nasser Hussain. The key in those conditions, even as a spinner, is to bowl straight at the stumps. If the batter misses, you hit. Brings in LBW, bowled, caught behind, and I think he did that really well against New Zealand. So a lot of the Indian spinners, no matter how big they spin it or don't spin it, they attack the stumps, and that's where Australia's going to have to find a plan. Strike rotation early in your innings, look to play straight, even if you're looking for those boundaries, because trying to go across the spin or across the line early on in your innings, on a pitch like that in Dubai, is maximum risk. So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack the spinners, how they look to score. But also Australia's got someone like Tanveer Sangha that India hasn't seen either. So let's see how that plays out for the Indian batsmen.
Yeah, quite a similar combination for both sides. Let's see what Ambati Raidu's combination is for his Dream 11 top 3 picks. Shreyas Iyer, Akshar Patel and Travis Head. Why?
Well, I think the 2 left-handers there, Akshar has been doing a fantastic job. He's doing a holding role as well as playing like a pinch hitter when he needs to. So that flexibility that Akshar brings, has forced me to put him in that. And Shreyas on this pitch has been tremendous, and he plays a spin really, really well. And you see Akshar using the crease, using the angles well, playing off the back foot, and also playing those big shots when necessary. And in terms of Travis Head, we have seen what he can do. So, all similar players who play spin really well, who can attack spin well in any given condition, and also can put the opposition under pressure on a surface like that, forced me to pick those 3 players.
Willis, that actually leads me nicely to the next one, because Raidu, everyone suggesting from the venue that you have to play spin really well. How will Steven Smith go? What will be his approach against spin today?
I think he's our best player is spin. So I think he uses his feet very well. He plays both sides of the wicket. I think the key for someone like Steve Smith, a little bit like Virat Kohli, it's to give them some a chance, get into their innings, good form. He's had a wonderful summer. Like I say, I think the extra responsibility as captain has always helped Steve Smith play at his best.
Steve Smith will be a crucial factor in the middle overs. But one person the entire country is worried about is one man and one man only. Take a look at this headache on our power play punch.
So good.
Attacking batter. Away from home. Getting so close, you know I can, no I won't break. Beautifully driven by Travis Head.
Travis Head is really turning it on.
He joins the legends as Australia to make 100 in the World Cup final.
Travis Head style just slashing at the ball.
I don't have to say more, Michael Clark. What makes him so dangerous against India?
I think he's that aggressive approach. No matter what format of the game, he's looking to score, whether it's the first ball or he's on 99, whatever it is, he wants to score runs. I think the right place for Travis Head, the bat, is in those first 10 overs, that power play, fields up, he can take that risk. So that'll be, his natural game will be the same plan tonight. Look, to me, when you're bowling to Travis Head, I think if you bowl 140 Ks plus, you have a look statistically, they've had good success against Travis Head. It's the medium pace he capitalises on. He gets on that front foot. He plays the pull and cut shot from the front foot. I wouldn't be surprised if India attack with spin early. I think that's a great option to Travis Head. I think you can use a spinner early. I know you're only allowed 2 fielders out, but look the bowl at the stumps. If he misses, you hit. Whether you bowl fast or spin, I think to someone like Travis Head, you've got to attack the stumps.
Spin, pace, how to get him out?
No, I think one good thing for India is he has not played on the surface. He's been playing in Pakistan where the surfaces are good for batting. So coming to Dubai and also playing against someone like Hardik Pandya and Shami early on, with the pitch having a little bit of moisture and a little bit of seam movement, might suit the Indian bowlers. Maybe cramping for room, come round the stumps and, maybe Hardik Pandya just produces that beauty, just nicking him off. So, it's just hope. But he's dangerous.
Yeah, biggest nemesis for India. The chatter everywhere is about the trophy. While we hope Team India goes one step closer to the Champions Trophy, some other eyes are on another trophy altogether. Let's have a look.
और क्या चल रहा है? सोच रहा हूँ अपने IPL ट्रॉफीज का टैटू बनवा लूँ. 1, 2, 3.
लकी है तू. मेरे पास तो जगह ही नहीं बची. 5 है ना.
इसीलिए मैं टैटू ही नहीं बनवाता हूँ.
आपके पास तो जगह ही जगह है.
कम पड़ेगी ना. ऑलरेडी 6 है. 7वां आने वाला है.
एक टीम में इतने चैंपियंस, यहाँ सब पॉसिबल. टाटा IPL starts 22nd March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
22nd March, that's when it begins. Tata IPL on our network, and we're all ready for that. But just before that, Mohammad Shami and his important frontline seamer. Again, you're talking about that ball coming in. Will you find anything from the conditions today?
Of course, because even against Bangladesh that we have seen him bowl, you could see the ball seaming a bit on this pitch in the afternoon, especially because there is a little bit of moisture, for those an hour and a half at the start. So I think he will be able to capitalize if he is in good rhythm. And we have seen him a little on and off in this tournament. So we are just hoping the best of Shami to turn up in this game, and he turns up well when he runs well to the pitch. That run up really sets him up, and hopefully is in good shape today.
Yeah, Mohammad Shami is extremely crucial. Michael Clark, a 10-over score for me, please.
Oh, first 10 overs, I'd like to say, I want to say none for 80. But I'm wishful thinking. I believe the best time to bat is the first 10 overs. That's going to be the key. So Australia needs to go hard. They need to set a platform, and then they can rotate strike against the spinners through the middle.
Okay, none for 80. Come on, Raidu.
40 for 3.
40 for 3. That's more like it. I love it already. The battle started here in the studios as well. But Australia have won the toss and they will come out to bat first. Maybe Travis Head or Mohammad Shami. But it's the big semi-final coming up.
Higher Match Cricket Live is presented by Higher, more creation, more possibility, and co-powered by Amul, the taste of India.
ये अरमान है तो मुमकिन है। बोला का शिकार करे तो लिखते हो, शाबाश मेरे शेर, शेरनी कहूँ ना। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियाँ, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियाँ।
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Welcome to Higher Match Center Live. Excitement goes higher as the most exciting ODI tournament brings you the most incredible cricket show.
मैच सेंटर लाइव में आप
So it's a very good afternoon to all our viewers all around the world. We're once again in the sporting hub in the United Arab Emirates. It's Dubai. It's one of the two venues for the Champions Trophy 2025 as it's semi-final time. The two teams, two champion teams of the modern era, India, Australia, going head-to-head. There's not much to choose between the two sides. Their records will tell you that, what they've done in the past, and one should expect a good crowd in here today. It was Australia who won the toss, had no hesitation in batting first in this first semi-final. The second one will be between South Africa tomorrow. South Africa and New Zealand will play tomorrow, but India topping this group. That's why playing Australia, who finished number 2 in that group. So India unbeaten. So the two unbeaten teams. You can see South Africa on top of the table there. They haven't lost a game. Australia 1-1. One was a washout. But all this is history now. As this is the knockout, this is the semi-final, and whoever wins this game will play the final on Sunday. So already plenty of blue t-shirts out there. Remember, it's a working day today in Dubai, but as the day progresses, I'm sure there'll be a lot more people coming in. Aaron Finch has joined me in the commentary box. Morning, Aaron.
Hi, Rav. Hi, everyone. Beautiful day for cricket against two teams that match up very well against each other. This will be a great contest.
Roads will lead to the Dubai International Stadium as the players will come out shortly. You see the flags have been unveiled. Australia, India. And how often have these two teams faced each other in big competitions over the last decade and a half. Out come the officials. Andy Pycroft, the match referee in today's game. Chris Gaffney, Richard Illingworth, the two umpires for today's game. And out come the players with the mascots. The tinge of nervousness always does happen. There'll be a few butterflies in the tummy. Both players from both the teams. It's a big day. It's a knockout. What's happened in the past is history. Two teams come out for the national anthems. It will be the Australian anthem first, and
as the two teams line up. Remember, Australia winning the toss earlier and deciding to bat first.
शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
ट्रॉफी जब उठाई तो शाबाशी मिली, शाबाश। अब लड़कों की बारी, वो तो जीतेंगे पर शाबाश लड़कियां तो बोलो। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियां, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियां। 14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
Higher Match Cricket Live is presented by Higher, more creation, more possibilities, and co-powered by Amul, the taste of India.
ये अरमान है तो मुमकिन है।
बोलर का शिकार करे तो लिखते हो शाबाश मेरे शेर, शेरनी कहो ना। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियां, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियां।
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
You would think India will back themselves to bowl well in the first innings purely because they've done it twice before in this tournament, once against Pakistan and once against Bangladesh. And the challenge for the Aussie batters would be how they tackle spin. Not many would have played Varun Chakravarti. That would be a challenge in itself. But this man walking in first up, Travis Head, he's been the talking point for some time now in the lead up to this game.
Yes, India will have some plans ready for him because we've seen a lot of him in the big games. He's given them enough problems. One won't be surprised if spin is introduced very early against the left-hander. Rohit Sharma said he was quite happy to lose the toss because he wasn't sure whether to bat first or field first. He was in two minds.
And Vinci, for a long time it was you and David Warner who opened the innings consistently. Then over a period of time, organically it went Head and David Warner. But today, post the 2023 World Cup, there's been a few changes. We've had Mitchell Marsh, obviously Matt Shott, Did it at the start here. He's injured now, so Cooper Connolly comes in. Which pair, according to you, have been very interesting when paired with Travis Head?
Well, Travis Head put so much pressure on an opposition straight away. See that averaging 44, but a strike rate of 104. His ability to hit your best ball as a bowler make him such a difficult proposition. Matt Short, unfortunately, got injured in the last game. Quad injury. Just get to the point in your career where you get comfortable playing. And Cooper Connolly is a 21-year-old. It's his third game. It's a role that he hasn't done a huge amount of. He's batted in the top order, but never at the top. So this will be a fascinating matchup, particularly against Mominchami. You know what he's going to deliver. He'll be there and thereabouts. He'll be looking at the top of off stump.
Yes, the slip in place for in the ring on the offside. There's a third man as well. He's decided to come around the wicket straight away. Umpires for today's game, Richard Illingworth, Chris Gaffney. And all set now for play to begin. Place is Richard Illingworth. And Mominchami will be on his way. Saw even in the earlier games some movement early on, especially when the ball was very new. Starting off with a wide here.
Yeah, you can see what Mominchami is trying to do there. The angle from around the wicket, but take the ball away from Travis Head. You know how damaging he can be when you angle across. He loves any kind of width.
Went straight back. Just got his fingertips to it. You can see he was surprised, and you can see why, because he was looking to go on the onside, the leading edge, coming straight back.
This has done Travis Head off the pitch. Just the slowness of the surface. He gets through the shot way too early. I think Mominchami would have backed himself to grab that.
So I think it took him totally by surprise. Sometimes if that kind of catch had come a little quicker, it might stick. Just lobbed up.
He had more time than he thought, Mominchami. He just stuck the one mid out at it. Just squared Travis Head up. Fingertips, can't hold on. He's a type of player, Travis Head, that if you give him a chance early on, he can make you pay.
Drives. Good piece of fielding. And that's the kind of desperation that's needed in the field in big games like this. Shubman Gill diving away to his right.
Chris Gaffney, a very experienced umpire. As much as it is a big game for the players, it is for umpires as well. Good fielding here by Shubman Gill, putting his body on the line. Cooper Connolly playing for the first time, and such a huge game. Just cheekily behind doors in the green room, Michael Atherton was just asking what Cooper Connolly's age was, and immediately Matthew Hayden chipped in saying he was born exactly in 2003, when Australia convincingly beat India in the final in South Africa. But it's a big challenge for Cooper Connolly.
Yeah, it is. First time opening the batting. The replacement of Matt Short, unfortunately, got injured in the previous game against Afghanistan. I think where the game will be won today is the middle order, it's the middle overs. Expect a lot of spin to be bowled from India. He'll have a huge role to play, Steve Smith.
What sort of a player is he, Cooper Connolly? Is he a dasher? Takes his time.
No, he's a dasher. The Indian team unchanged from their previous match. But Cooper Connolly will come after the bowlers. He's grown up in Perth. Loves playing off the back foot. And we've already seen 2 balls in. He doesn't move his feet a huge amount. Almost the modern style player where they stand and deliver. One thing I know is he won't let too many balls just go through to the keeper.
Swing, a miss, a tidy start here for Shami. 2 for the loss.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेंगे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्ड है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेंगे। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स बाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो। टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी ट्रेनिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स बाजी धन धनाधन ओनली जियो हॉटस्टार।
We speak about Travis Head, the one man who's actually got him out a few times, 4 to be precise. Hardik Pandya. He's looking innocuous, holds a good speed, but most importantly, he brings the ball back in. And if at all there's something that's troubled Travis Head over a period of time, it's the ball coming back in. You need to be accurate. It's going to be a good matchup. Hardik Pandya with Travis Head.
Consider 2 totally different strategies. Mohammad Shami immediately around the wicket trying to go away from Travis Head. Hardik Pandya over the wicket. Like you said, DK, he wants to bring the ball back. It is a dry surface. Personnel change. Regulation field, you'd say, for a one-day game. Slip in place. Rohit Sharma looking for any kind of outside edge.
Now, one thing Australia will have to adapt to is the conditions. Would have played in Pakistan, this pitch a lot drier, a lot slower. You might at times play early.
You can just see there, straight away, the ball popping up out of the surface. What happens when the seam grips in to such a bare wicket? Travis Head almost searching for the ball, hands getting a long way out in front of his body. Like you said, Ralph, totally different. Pakistan, the wickets were skidding on. This is holding.
A very interesting field change happened. Akshar was standing at cover point and swapped with Varun, who was standing at square leg. The better fielder being Akshar, and that was purely done because Hardik Pandya is going to bowl a lot more into the stumps, and they want the better fielder standing at square leg. As you can see, Varun on the other side of the screen, standing more on the offside. He's got cover, Ravindra Jadeja to his right, and on the left he has Virat Kohli. Whereas Akshar Patel, they deem a very important person. If they're going to attack the stumps, Travis Head is going to try and look to flick the ball. He has gotten out the odd occasion pulling as well to that man at short square leg. And hence that's clever change of field by India.
And he does use the short ball to good effect. Hardik Pandya, every now and then the effort is a little more. Can surprise you.
Travis Head's really struggling a little bit to understand the pace of this pitch. He's coming from Pakistan, where he used to come onto the bat a lot more against Afghanistan, batting brilliantly on 59 before the match was called off due to rain. But the speed of this Dubai pitch is a bit different. It stops on you. It's not easy to get through your shots. You need to wait on it a little more. Clearly no edge there.
And see there too how early he's into his shot. I wonder if he just looks to use his feet as well. This is good bowling. They know the margin for error with Travis Head is very little. It's marginal. They're not giving him any room.
Oh, he's such a damaging player. He plays all around the ground. Have a look how strong he is. When you give him some width, you have to be so precise with your line and length. Striking at just 70 when the ball is straight, and you can see how straight Hardik Pandya started to him as well. Just not allowing him to free his arms.
He's got great hand-eye coordination.
If you look at the previous graphic, and you'll think, as a bowler, there's very little room for, or the margin for error. But the only good thing in Dubai right now is the fact that it is swinging a bit, so that box tends to get a little bit bigger. And as you can see, you give him any sort of width, Travis Head will latch onto it. 45% of his runs coming on the offside behind square a lot of the time.
Still can't get him away. Excellent over that. It's 3 for no loss after 2.
तेरा बच्चा मेरा नाम जरूर रोशन करेगा।
बच्चों से नाम रोशन करवाने का परफेक्ट प्लान कैनरा HSBC लाइफ इंश्योरेंस चाइल्ड प्लान। कैनरा HSBC लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रॉमिसेस का पार्टनर।
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home. Difference between playing domestic T20 cricket and then coming up, Mohammad Shami, as good as anyone in the world, presents a beautiful scene. You'll get anything if there's there to be had.
And the fact that he's from Perth, born and brought up there, played a lot of his cricket there, it's going to be even more challenging for him. And that's a pitch there where the ball comes on nicely. There's a lot more bounce, steep in nature as well. You get very good at playing backward shots, and it's absolutely the opposite here today. You need to be able to hit a lot more in front. And it's slow as well. You've got to do everything that you haven't been used to, and that's why the challenge as a batter today is immense for Cooper Connolly.
Beaten again. You know what you're getting day in, day out from Mohammad Shami, especially being around the wicket. Some superstars there. They're all on show today. Who will come out on top?
Yeah, the fact that India have played 3 games here, they know these conditions. They know the conditions. They know what they've got to do with the new ball. They know the value of being disciplined and attacking the stumps. Wide single. Just speaking to Rohit Sharma at the toss, and he mentioned how each pitch is different. The pace of the pitch, it differs from game to game on the square. I would imagine with the amount of wear and tear and with the matches played on this surface, I think it'll get slower and slower. Beauty. It's a typical Mohammad Shami delivery.
Very, very venomous against the left-hander. Purely because he comes around, gives you the illusion of the ball coming in when it's actually going out. And that late swing is what sets him apart. Cooper Connolly must be feeling a bit baptism by fire here.
I just think they're looking for width and it's not there. They're probably better off advancing, maybe down the track, trying something different. and unsettle the bowler of his length. You kind of know what lines the Indians are looking to bowl. That element of calculated risk is needed. Just to break the shackles.
Especially when the ball's moving, Rav. You're right. The Cooper Connolly here, he's just staying in his crease. He's playing from the crease. He's not moving his feet a huge amount. He wants to feel bat on ball. There's just enough movement there away from him. You see the frustration starting to build on the young man. So what can he do? Rav, you said move down the crease. Maybe look to come at Mohammad Shami. Because at the moment, he's looking very square of the wicket. It's a field change. Bring in another man across. 2 slips in place.
Again, it's that square of the wicket. He's not getting the room. It's not the first time he's gone past the outside edge here, Shami.
He's had a few swings and misses. Some have been good balls, some have been badly executed by Cooper Connolly, and that's purely because of not understanding the speed of the pitch. You see he's looking to play a lot more squarer than what needs to be done. And these are habits that you grow up with. You need to understand, coming from Perth. Playing square of the wicket makes a lot more sense, using the pace of the ball. In this pitch, which is much slower, he needs to get used to the pace.
And again, well, there's a sound there. The Indians have gone up. He's not interested. They've gone up straight away. Very confident appeal from behind the stumps.
We have a player review for caught behind. On-field decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. Just looking at the split screen now. Ball is very close to the bat. So can I have Ultra Edge when available, please? Okay, just take it back 1 frame. And 3 again, please. Yeah, 3's it there. Okay, we've got a spike on Ultra Edge and the ball is next to the bat. Can we roll through to the catch, please? Just want to see the completion. Yeah, take it back. And through. I just quickly have a zoom on that one, please. This is what's carried. I just want to make sure. Yeah, very slowly, please. Back again. And yeah, fingers underneath the ball all the way through. Yeah, the ball is clearly carried. Clearly carried. Richard, please reverse your decision from not out to out.
Out is the signal. And a big edge as well. And his misery ends there because he was really struggling. Cooper Connolly did not open his account, played 9 deliveries. And India striking early. 4 for 1 Australia.
India have had the first breakthrough. Cooper Connolly. But the man who's walked in, Stephen Smith, going to play a major role in this game. Skipper knows how to play spin well, but most importantly has had the experience of playing in big games.
It's good bowling. I mentioned earlier he's got a good short delivery, wide signal, but there's no harm in trying that every now and then with Travis Head. And he's not happy.
You can almost see that's not a deep square leg fielder, it's actually the fine leg fielder which has moved so square because Travis Head likes the pull shot as well. And sometimes he tends to hit it in the air there. You ideally will be having it a lot finer. And India have two targets in mind, one to bowl at his stump, two to try and use the short ball to good effect with the right fielder.
And here's the wicket of Cooper Connolly. Struggled to find contact just off the toe of the bat. Good low catch by KL Rahul. That was straight up for the review. It's a big nick. And draw first blood. Mohammad Shami, he's been on the money.
You could see he didn't even look behind, so he was a little surprised when the finger had not gone up. Head, meanwhile, it's the slowest start for Travis Head in a one-day international. After the first 10 balls, he's on 1 at the moment. And I just feel something's going to give with Head here. He's going to take that extra risk. He's not being allowed to get away.
Here's the struggles of Cooper Connolly against Mohammad Shami. At times, just looking too square. But the length is crucial. Not allowing batters to come at you. There's the dismissal. He's just always at you. As an opening batter, you know the ball comes down with a beautifully presented seam.
Should be a wide.
If you look at the wicket, he played it square. But the one thing that we did show in the previous replay was almost how every time any ball pitched anywhere, he was in the same position with his legs and hands and just having a go at it. Sometimes you need to be able to use your head getting towards the ball a little more, or your shoulders, one of them that gets you closer to the line of the ball. Cooper Connolly, I got to understand it's his first match as well. Playing Shami can be hard work even for an experienced batter, leave alone someone who's on a debut. Or rather someone who's just playing his third match.
In the air, and the gap as well, and struck extremely hard. And that'll make him feel a lot better. He wanted to feel back on ball, and he gets the opportunity here.
First time that Harding's been hit down the ground. Travis Head is just looking for anything he can throw his hands through. He's not bothered if it's moving around. But Shubman Gill at mid-off, he would have felt like he was in the game there. Just wants to hit through the line, Travis Head.
That's why it's a good move, keeping a slip in place. Rohit Sharma there. Oh, lovely shot, clear square leg. Typical Travis Head. Just a flick of the wrist and where she goes over the square leg fence. Suddenly breaks the shackles. The boundary and a 6.
And we just heard Ravi Shastri say something's going to give, and that's exactly what's happened. The first one close to mid-off, but this one a typical Travis Head shot. That's why he's famously called Travis Headache in India, because that's not a bad ball. There's not much the bowler can do. He's just hit the length onto the pads. Travis Head finds a way to hit that over the deep square leg fielder.
He was deep in the crease to get the elevation. Has to hurry. A direct hit was needed. See Travis Head there. And just get the feeling he thought he was in trouble.
Yeah, he's gone for all money here. There's one person in the world you don't want to hit the ball to and run. It's Jadeja, and usually when he's got time to line it up, he doesn't miss, but he does on this occasion.
He was yards out of his ground. So deceptive, Jadeja. At his age, still one of the best in the business, if not the best. Along with Glenn Phillips in that position from New Zealand.
Travis Head. But for me, Stephen Smith is the main man. He knows how to bat on slow pitches. He's got runs in tough pitches. It becomes such a key wicket in this game.
Four gone, 17 for 1. So 17 for 1. Not a big crowd in here today. Working day. It's Ramadan as well. There's a lot of people fasting. Yes, it's a warm day today. A lot warmer than 2 days ago when India played New Zealand. The Indian team wearing black armbands, and that's because the demise of a terrific bowler, Padmakar Shivalkar. Very unfortunate not to have played for India. With loads of wickets in domestic cricket. 10-time Ranji Trophy winner.
Speaking to my dad this morning, and he came and said he almost got into the Indian team so many times and just missed out eventually by a whisker.
Unfortunate, because he played in an era where you had Bishan Singh Bedi, Rapali Prasanna, Chandrasekhar, Venkat Raghavan. There was Rajendra Goyal as well. He swings it away on the onside. There's Dilip Doshi too. A terrific bowler. A genuine match winner for Bombay, as it was called when he played.
Everywhere, considering you've been around for so long, you've been around from the time of WG Grace. In terms of fielders, you've seen Glenn Phillips recently. There's obviously Johnny Rhodes, Ricky Ponting. The best that you've seen, and how do you rate Glenn Phillips, Jadeja in this game? We know how good he is.
I think there were some very, very good ones. I thought Viv Richards was a fabulous fielder, as was Roger Harper in the West Indies. That's put away nicely. Typical head. Just a little bit of room on this occasion, and now that he's found the fence a couple of times, does so again quite easily this time.
To the ball before, he dragged it to the leg side. Mohammad Shami changes his line, looks to take it away from Travis Head again, but it's just too wide on this occasion. Just to beat the field. This outfield is like lightning. It's not right out of the middle, but it doesn't matter. Beat the infield, it races away.
Lucky! That could have gone back onto his stumps instead. Fortune favouring the brave here. Consecutive boundaries for Head. He's got to move on.
Now this is how Travis Head does it. Plays a couple of lovely shots, but then is willing to take on some good balls as well. The edges come through, but more often than not, his positive intent helps him get through those moments. And you can see already the amount of swing that was on display in the first couple of overs, because this pitch is really dry, is already reduced, and in that Travis Head becomes very dangerous. When it doesn't swing, he's hard work to bowl too.
Yes, when the ball disappears to the boundary a couple of times, it stops swinging more often than not. Oh, what a shot that is! That's probably one of the best he's played so far. This was hit hard, not much room on offer.
That's not a bad ball by any stretch from Mohammad Shami. Tightens up his line. Travis Head's ability to stay leg side of the ball, access the offside, stands nice and still, allows his hands to flow through. Such a hard batsman to bowl to. The margin for error is so fine, and he's forced Mohammad Shami to make a change now. He goes back over the wicket.
We speak about Travis Head, just in the last 7-8 balls, he's got about 5 boundaries. That's how he puts immense pressure back on Rohit.
Yes, first 11 balls, 1 run. Next 8 balls, 25. It's 31 for 1.
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ गुले तो जी ललचाए। विमल बोलो जुबा केसरी।
This broadcast on Jio Hotstar is co-presented by My 11 Circle, Make Your Team, co-powered by Campa Energy and Birla Overspace in association with SBI, the banker to every Indian, Jaguar, Path and Lights, Dum Hai To Dikha and Mutual Funds Sahi Hai.
So head to head, India 7, Australia 110. And to keep Australia ahead, it's Travis Head. Played a big role. Now Kuldeep Yadav, this should be interesting. Brought into the attack in power play. It's 5 overs bowled. Smith off the mark. Last 2 one-day innings versus India, he had got out without scoring as captain.
Well, we know how big of a role spin will play today. Surface incredibly dry. Kuldeep into the attack early. I like this from Rohit Sharma. He's prepared to change it up, not just keep wheeling out a couple of quicks first up. Make Travis Head force the pace. This will be a good challenge. Kuldeep, we know he can spin the ball both ways.
You almost know how much impact the batsman has had when the bowling change is solely made for you. In all games, it's Akshar Patel who will come in as the spinner in power plays. But today, purely because Travis Head is playing, it's Kuldeep Yadav taking the ball away and hoping that he misses one that comes back in.
And there's turn straight away there, even with his hard new ball. Often what you'll see, like you said, DK, Akshar Patel, finger spinners generally have more control. They're likely to bowl with the newer ball. It's a great sign for India. Kuldeep getting turn out of this surface first up.
That's why sometimes finger spinners are more dangerous, because you don't know which one will turn and which one will go straight on with the arm. There's good cricket here from Smith. An experienced campaigner. So you mentioned PK about fielders that I've seen in my time since WG Grace's time. He was an ordinary fielder, WG Grace, I can tell you that. Not this man. This man is the flying Kiwi. He's all over the place. That's something that's improved over the years, the quality of fielding, ground fielding. 6 gone, 36 for 1.
So Hardik Pandya, change of end.
Both of them bowled excellent first over, second over, then Travis Head stuck into them. Took some time getting used to the pace of the surface, but I'll leave it to two opening batsmen to talk about that. Michael Atherton and Matthew Hayden.
Yeah, he looked very suspiciously, didn't he, at the surface for a couple of overs in Pakistan, where Australia have been playing the ball, skids on, and here it's just holding a fraction in the surface. But the moment he found his timing, then he exploded. 6 and 4 off Pandu, and then those 3 boundaries off Shams, staying low on that cut, which is really important on this surface.
Now Steve Smith, don't think he's hit it as well as he normally does, but it's got enough on it to get to the boundary. So Australia putting their foot on the accelerator now, getting used to the surface. And as you always see with Australia, the option is aggression.
It hasn't been the kind of wicket where you could really fight fire with fire. They've found a way. The shot for mine in that replay of Head, as we previously saw, was that one that was kind of over the top of extra cover. That kind of gave him the confidence to then let the ball come a little bit more.
See that one, a kangaroo with boxing gloves. You needed to have your face on it, Haydos. You were the kangaroo with boxing gloves.
They needed you in the frame there as well in that case, Harsha.
Why would you waste your time on me? Something distracting Steve Smith. India had that opportunity very early on when Travis Head still coming to terms with the surface. Mohammad Shami wasn't expecting the ball to come back at him.
It's been around a long time, that boxing kangaroo. The first time that I saw it was actually a great rivalry that existed amongst Australia and the USA in sailing. And the boxing kangaroo became then the symbol of that America's Cup, which Australia won, with the winged keel technology, similar to the way that Australia now and India have this unbelievable, almost unparalleled in sport rivalry.
For the last 15 years, it's India 23, Australia 23 in one-day internationals. Interesting choice of Kuldeep Yadav to start off with. I thought if he had to get a spinner, might have been either Akshar or Varun. Out of nowhere, he conjures another boundary. Just the timing on that is incredible. Idea of where to hit the ball. He's in control now.
A short while ago in the room next door, all the talk was that this was the slowest start that Travis had made in an ODI. He's now 32 from 24. He's picked up the pace remarkably well, having taken just maybe 2 or 3 overs to size up the pace of the pitch and the conditions. He's going now.
And Hardik Pandya's been targeted. He's now almost 9 runs in over. It's given India no chance to settle here.
A lot of people talk about feeling good playing a team that you've had success against in the past. I'm sure Travis said he'd be aware of the esteem with which he's held with across fans and players in India as well. Will that make an impact as he goes out to bat? Will that be in his mind?
Definitely. Managed to snabble a couple of titles off India.
Just feeding you so that you feel good for a while.
You've got a cunning plan, I feel, though, Harsha, as usual.
Now, he's long been a migraine. Oh, the slowness of the ball. Then the attempt still to find a shot from it. They still get a single.
Yeah, remember this. I'm sure that over 1 million people, hearts and dreams were in the mind of winning a title for India, but Travis Head had other plans. He was destructive. He destroyed any opportunity for India. Wonderful knock under pressure. And a huge moment there for Travis Head and Australia.
90% of the audience got up and went away for a cup of tea there. Let's still get the single. Another very good over this for Australia. 11 came off it. It's 47 for 1 from 7. Busy day in Dubai today. It's always a busy day. This turnout here will increase in time. It's a little running repair for Mohammad Shami. So it means Kuldeep Yadav is bowling again. First 4 overs, 21 dots. Next 3 overs, only 4. A lot of time to play that shot. The timing is exquisite. The length is good enough. Travis Head just keeps going on and on. 50 comes up for Australia with a shot of great authority.
Well, it's been a good start against Kuldeep. 5 singles in the first over off it. Now in the second, Travis Head, as sweet as you like, knocking that down the ground. 29 overs of spinner. India bowled against New Zealand in the previous game and 128 dot balls. Keep your eye on the dot ball percentage today. Australia have got to knock the spinners around. When they're not hitting sixes like that, they've got to knock them around for ones.
Travis Head likes to stay back at the ball, but on a wicket that's not really coming on. That was a great option. Saw a little bit of flight and then had zero doubt, something that his batting's displayed exceptionally well over the last 2 years.
It's a very good toss to win for Australia. The numbers are spin when you bowl first versus you bowl second. In the games that we've seen so far here, pretty stark. The average almost doubles when you're bowling first.
So you're thinking good toss to win for Australia?
Extraordinarily. I think we can sign that free trade agreement now.
I think it's done.
Kuldeep thinks there's something there, but KL isn't too interested. I think it's 14 tosses in a row now that India have lost in one day international.
14, he's not going to go for it. Again, that's why I say he likes to stay back at the ball, but that was almost the identical ball as the one that went for 6. Rongan's topped it up, throwing it right up there. Almost premeditates playing off the back foot.
Again the wrong run. Still trying to play him off the surface. 8 gone, 53 for 1.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्ड है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारे। रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स बाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैप पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स बाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
Australia's team today made us, a big challenge for the two young lads, Tanvir Sangha and Cooper Conley, 23 and 21 years of age respectively, with precious little ODI experience, just 3 games each. What did you make of the selections? Just obviously showing a lot of faith in both of these young lads.
There would have been the conversation around Jake Brazen-Girk, and it would have been around making hay while this wicket was good with the new ball. That would have been the thinking. But Cooper Conley is also a good striker of the ball, usually a free hitter of the ball, quite a free thinker of the game, full stop.
Right, Varun Chakravarti was magnificent against New Zealand, had a very good series against England before that.
Wonderful performance against New Zealand. Precious little ODI experience, and not that much List A experience actually, but 25 games he's played in List A cricket, 5 fifers, so it shows the impact that this young man can have. The briskish leg spinners, spinning the ball both ways, not easy to read. England found him very difficult to read in that bilateral series.
Straight back, there is a fielder there, the catch is taken. Varun Chakravarti produces the breakthrough once again, and it's the big one India wanted.
A massive moment in this match. Travis Head was doing the kind of things that he does do against India. Aggressive cricket. Chakravarti, mystery continues.
It was the first ball he's ever faced against Varun Chakravarti. He decided to take the aggressive option. It's a very good catch, this by Shubman Gill, which was running in at some speed. I'm sure it must have been at the back of his mind. This is Head. I must catch it. And he did. 39. It's 54 for 2.
कनाडा, यहाँ बसती है एक और दुनिया, कनाडा। जो इज्जत सीधे रास्ते चल के कनाडा से नहीं मिली, वो इज्जत कुछ देसी अब छीनने के लिए तैयार है।
ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਲਾਮੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਰਾਜ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ।
Honest Labuschagne at 4, they interchange positions when they play Test cricket here in ODIs. It's Labuschagne at 4. It's 36, strike rate just 84. They've got off to a good start. It won't worry them just yet, strike rate.
Yeah, the value of already having qualified when that New Zealand game came around just encouraged India to make the change, bring Varun Chakravarti in, and then he did so well. It was an obvious selection to keep him in for this key game.
It's Varun Chakravarti and decides to go downtown. Looks to play it to the onside.
It's a very interesting character, Varun Chakravarti, an architect by training, worked as an architect. I think he might have said once that his final year dissertation was architecture for Cricket Stadium. Very good catch by Shubman Gill. Then almost gave up the game. He said his dreams were about either being an architect or maybe making it in the movies. And then came back to cricket as a schooling at the age of 26. Started playing lower division cricket in Chennai.
Don't you think that's an advantage, though, that you come back to the game and you have a different appreciation of it when you've seen the other side of life and everything else that life has to offer? And then you come back to the game, still young enough to have a go, and you come back with a different attitude, I imagine, knowing that perhaps not everything is on the line, that you've got other things that you can turn to.
Maybe it also tells you how much you wanted it in the first place, and then it's been up and down since. At the moment, on and up. Might have conceded 5 off it, but produced a big wicket. 58 for 2.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwi's resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Yeah, that discussion around the appreciation for a different career pathway is almost at a standstill. It doesn't happen anymore, does it?
Now they start playing cricket very early. Cooper Connolly was captain of Australia's under-19 World Cup team till very recently. An interesting one. A lot of good players came out of that under-19 World Cup, including Jacob Efford, Tanzim Saqib, Dunit Vailala. Quite a few good players came out of that. Right, Akshar Patel comes back in. He also said, Chakravarti, that he wasn't aware of the pattern of deliveries when he's bowling 10 overs rather than 4. And so the 2 seasons he played in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, said it allowed him. Right, he's gone over the infield. It's the last over with the field restriction, so Smith has decided to take on the bowler for 4.
Yeah, I think that's a good point you make about the value of domestic 50-over cricket, because a lot of young players coming into the game will play more T20 cricket now, and the rhythms of 50-over cricket very different. He's eyeing up another go there, Steve Smith, but he pulled out at the last minute.
So the sequencing of deliveries over 50 overs is, in a 50-over game, is very different from the sequencing in 20 overs cricket. It was an engineering bent of mind. If it said, who said that? It almost would have said Ravichandran Ashwin. At 50 for Australia, the quickest in all the 4 games that have been played here. They're determined, Australia, not to get into a rut. They've seen what happened to New Zealand. Five of the over, but the power play is done. 63 for 2. Every time you come to Dubai, the skyline looks different. There's always construction, there's always these very fancy looking buildings. That's almost everybody's go-to center. Where do we play cricket? We're not sure. Okay, let's go to the UAE. Who would have thought that after the experiment with Sharjah initially?
Well, Harsha, you were talking about the sequence of deliveries. Harsha, so important for a batter to do the same as well. Daniel Vettori and Travis Head pre-match today, going through the options. Which one's it going to be? What are the cues? What are the tips? Well, he gave himself no chance because that was first ball. just a little time just to work into his magic here, Travis Head, would have been something I'm sure now sitting in the change room he may well consider.
If you talked, Michael, to Haydos would have said sweep.
Well, Chakravarti doesn't look an easy bowler to sweep to me. Tall action, high arm, quite brisk pace, gets a lot of overspin on the ball. I'm not sure it would be my preferred option.
Now, the reason I said that was we got tired of watching Haydos sweep against India.
Yeah, it's who do you sweep and what conditions do you keep? There's no way in the world that I would have been looking to sweep, that's for sure, because of that obvious statistic that he is at your stumps. It's just bowling to hit the stumps. And even if it is turning a fair bit, then that gives you a better option, but it's not huge turn.
The successes India had against New Zealand was against a team that loves sweeping. And the stats were that sweep 12% of all the spin deliveries they get. They kept them down to 17 shots. The shot wasn't on. Against Chakravarti, look at the speeds in this over, 95, 94, 97. Actually, here's a point for it too. If you're watching the troubles that Varun Chakravarti is creating in the minds of people, you always thought as a young kid to watch the ball out of the hand. Are you seeing less and less of that? With the sidearm throws, maybe with T20 cricket, maybe not quite seeing the hand is closing. In the next over, maybe 66 for 2 for England.
देखो यार, जिंदगी का कोई भरोसा नहीं, पता नहीं कब फोटो पे हार चढ़ जाए और फैमिली का फ्यूचर, बच्चों की पढ़ाई खतरे में पड़ जाए। तो आज ही पॉलिसी बाजार से 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कराओ, सिर्फ 525 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
That was a catch Shubman Gill took. The umpire is having a word with him. Just wonder whether it was about hang on to that catch a little bit more. So I think the effective word was, were you in control? And that's a call the umpire's got to take.
Now wrong with that. He was absolutely in control of the catch. Famous example, of course, you were playing in, were you, Haydos? 99? No? Herschel Gibbs?
Famous comment from Steve Waugh. Have you dropped the World Cup? Nasty stuff. The point is that you have to also be in control of your body. But I have no problems with that at all. Very good athlete. When you look at the catch itself, there's perfect line to the ball, and then he had great control through his hands, stabilised how many steps afterwards? 1, 2, 2.5, almost 3 steps, no problems. But good that he actually acknowledged the point as well. You could see in that little exchange there that Shubman Gill didn't take it for granted. He was like, yep, gotcha. I appreciate what you're saying. Your job is to umpire, my job's to catch the ball. But question is, control, 100%.
But on the umpire too, to bring it up in that tone of mind. Look, I know you caught the catch, but just be aware of this. Just 3 off it, 16 balls in the last boundary, 69 for 2.
ये तो परफेक्ट मौसम है सर्फिंग करने का। मैं जाऊंगा, इसके लिए दम चाहिए। ऊपर तो देख ले बेटा।
मैं देखता नहीं सर, दिखाता हूँ।
तो दिखा।
सर दिखा दिया।
तू भी दम है तो दिखा।
Varun Chakravarti out of the hand. England's players definitely struggled with him in the 3-match series prior to this tournament. He was a late addition to the squad, of course, the final selection really in place of Shazia Jaiswal, because he impressed in that 3-match series. Looks difficult to read, doesn't he? High arm, ball not coming out the same way all the time. Maybe slightly beyond the perpendicular.
There's much variation in pace as off the deck, but if you weren't reading him, would you almost play him as a googly bowler?
Guess not dissimilar to how batters might have played Anil Kumble back in the day. But on a decent surface, before the ball started to spin, and there was no more difficult bowler to face when the ball was spinning than Anil Kumble, because of the pace that he bowled and the bounce that he got. But when the ball wasn't spinning, you almost just played him like a medium pace in-swing bowler and looked to hit him to mid-on all the time and didn't really worry about the ball challenging the outside edge. When the ball spun, then a nightmare, because of the pace and the height. Impossible to get down the pitch too. There's just a little bit of that in the way that Varun Chakravarti bowls.
Isn't it funny where perception meets reality? In my head, I had him bowling a lot more wrong than what that showed us there.
Must have been a very surprised seeing that, because the eye was suggesting there were a lot more wrong runs.
And the eye also catches maybe the wrong delivery a little bit more than the leg spinner, but stats rarely lie, and when you really look at that, you give yourself not just a flip of the coin, you've got to add another coin in there as well.
He was asked about that in the press conference, and he said there's only 3 things that the ball does. It comes in, goes out, it goes straight.
One thing that we've learned, he's pretty good at all of them, because at the moment he's making maximum impact here. 1 for 11 already. He's looking to get Marnus Labuschagne out, who's hoovering up balls here at this stage. 4 off 10. Can't afford to get strangled at the crease.
Keep an eye on the ball since the last boundary. It's 22 now, 72 for 2.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेगा। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स बाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन-धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैप पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, सीख सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स।
Pretty even start, 77 for 2, Australia. They won the toss. Thankful India they eventually got Travis Head. And now into these 2 class players in the middle overs who'll try and knock it around for a while. Slow and flighted from Akshar Patel.
It's a tricky one, where you don't want to lose the momentum, not lose a wicket, yet got to carry on at a certain pace.
Just building. Gladstone spoke earlier about the dot balls, and Australia had been good at knocking the spinners around. Just a few dots building. Oh, run out chance, fumble. Chakravarti on the sweep. Steve Smith thought there was a single there. Labuschagne sent him back, and there was half a chance of a run out. Oh, onto the stumps. But the bail does not come off. That hit the stump hard. The maiden, an eventful maiden, 72 for 2.
Two chances in 2 balls. Potential run-out chance. And that one hit that off stump quite hard, actually. Inside edge, hitting the pad, and then couldn't do anything about it. It was too late, and the zingers refused to light up.
Well, half a run-out chance, and then the ball hitting the stumps. All ended in a maiden. Trial by spin continues. Jadeja into the attack.
Yeah, the pressure building up now for the Australians. Consecutive dot balls. The batters will look to do something different, maybe.
Like what was the case against New Zealand, not allowing batsmen to play the sweep shot. I think that is where Indian spinners have been so brilliant.
They do bowl very straight. Now Labuschagne will look for 2 here. It's a long way out there. He gets back comfortably. Amazed how Steve Smith just watched this actually. He just didn't even try with his bat to flick it away. Away with it. Yeah, stump to stump. All these Indian spinners. Maybe Kuldeep's the one, but he gets bounce. We saw Tom Latham, who is brilliant at sweeping. He tried to sweep Jadeja and missed it, LBW. Oh, they're living dangerously.
Not only accurate, but spin the ball as well. So there are variations in 3 left armers, very different in style and execution. Jadeja quick through the air, gets it to tweak also. Inside edge once again, perilously close to the stumps.
Smith rightly just waiting and making Jadeja wait. You see here, Jadeja's been ready for ages. Smith saying wait, can't have you getting through this over quickly. A little tangle between Labuschagne and Jadeja. 76 for 2.
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ बोले तो जी लग जाए। विमल बोलो जुबान कैसे?
3 attempts to pick it up.
He's not the best of Indian fielders. He's the one fielder that Rohit Sharma has a bit of a headache where to hide.
Takes the offside away from the right-hander because of his wonderful angle, and he's very accurate also, Akshar Patel. Play 2 overs 11 to 40. No more than four fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle, in case you don't know about it. As a result, your hitting targets are limited. So if you play through the offside, you create that gap between bat and pad, and so that's a wicket-taking option then for Akshar Patel.
The pitch has played pretty well. We haven't seen anything spin. Again, the non-strikers then getting in the way there. Just slipped and hurt himself. I think he's hurt his neck more than anything else.
You can see, I think he collided with the non-striker. Maybe doing that he ripped his neck, or maybe now he also fell on his head.
Just hurt his neck as his head hit the ground. Well, this is very sensible from the umpires. They were due to take drinks in 2 balls time, but because Akshar Patel is getting some treatment, they're taking drinks now. 80 for 2.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Hopefully Akshar Patel recover quickly. He's had a bit of treatment. That's where we are after 15 overs and 4 balls. 80 for 2. Travis Head 39 from 33 and Smith 26 from 34. The wickets to fall. Cooper Connolly just could not lay bat on ball. 9 deliveries until he finally laid bat on ball. It was a nick through to the keeper. Shami was all over him. Catch from KL, diving forward, and then first ball Travis Head has faced Varun Chakravarti, who chipped it to Shubman Gill in the deep. It was a wrong un, just turned enough. It was a good running catch from Gill, who's an excellent athlete and an excellent fielder. Umpires just telling him, be careful next time, keep it in your hands a fraction longer. There are the figures, one for Shami, one for Varun. Akshar Patel looks like he's okay to continue. How far did Shubman Gill have to run to take that catch? He was in the air for 3.81 seconds. Distance covered, 23 metres.
They picked a single of just about every ball now. It's a good way to have about 6 runs and over against bowlers who are pretty accurate, pretty tight. Long boundaries here. This is going to be the follow-up.
That is 6 singles. 82 for 2.
This broadcast on Jio Hotstar is co-presented by My 11 Circle, Make Your Team, co-powered by Campa Energy and Birla Overspace in association with SBI, the banker to every Indian, Jaguar, Path and Lights, Dum Hai To Dikha and Mutual Funds Sahi Hai.
Patel just going off the field for a bit more treatment. He's got, what, 6 overs, but also a crucial role to play with the bat. He comes in at number 5. Sundar, nice fielding sub on the field.
Problem is that Jadeja takes about 5 seconds to finish the over, and so dots, and he's ready. He's relentless. Bowls within the stumps and spins it more these days. Terrific athlete, terrific bowler. 3 dots, 3 balls gone in 2 seconds. And that clearly means extra pressure on the batsman because they're looking to maneuver the strike, not to be.
Yes, and before you know it, the spinners have gone through with maybe a dozen overs or so between them, with not too many runs conceded. Akshar Patel is another one who finishes his over in about 2 minutes or so.
With him bowling the next 5, India will be about 10 minutes plus.
Smith at the better, at the moment finding it easier to knock it around. 84 for 2 from 17.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेंगे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्सबाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्सबाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
Patel back on the field and back with ball in hand. 46 deliveries now since the last boundary. What do we think, fellas, on this pitch? What would Australia be looking for as a par score?
Wickets in hand, who knows, but the initial target has got to be around 250, 260. We'll take it from there. Wickets in hand can go hard in the last 5 or 10 overs. But this rebuilding phase, I think it's turned into a rebuilding phase than an attacking phase. Has got to make sense, because if you carry on at this pace, you're leaving less for the likes of Maxwell and company. So don't rush them when it comes to getting to 270, 280.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If they can come in the last 15 overs, Inglis as well as Maxwell, they can really up the scoring rate and get Australia to 270 or thereabout, maybe even more.
Yeah, 3 good players of spin to come. Inglis and Carey with their sweeps and reverse sweeps. We'll see if they can do it against this India attack. Maxwell, belt spin, can be a bit hit and miss against spin. Kohli just having a word with Rohit. Cover to mid-wicket, bit of advice on the field. Oh, beautifully played, beautifully played. Just a delicate late cut, using the pace of Akshar Patel. A long time since the boundary, they find it.
Yeah, that's a terrific shot. Akshar Patel's very accurate. He goes wide of the crease, angles the ball in, but this one turned just a little bit. And Labuschagne was right on top of it. This is an excellent shot. Look how late he's played it, almost off the wicketkeeper's gloves. Knowing that there is no slip fielder there. That shot was always on.
Well done there. Labuschagne sent back. Jadeja, not the man you run to. 91 for 2. Slowly the crowd building. It is a work day. Migrated towards the shade. Whether or not this conversation is about. Maybe the taping on Jadeja's hand. Yeah, definitely about the taping.
The problem is that it is his bowling hand, so you can object. A lot of colour in the aisles, a lot of blue in the aisles, and I'm sure the evening session will be a fuller as far as filling up of the aisles is concerned.
Taping removed. Jadeja continues. Nothing changes at the other end. Chipped over mid-wicket. 2 sweepers out there. One will tidy up.
You have to create your own angles against Jadeja, and that was a very good shot. Use of the feet and flicking it against the spin.
At the moment there's no big turn. That's good batting from Smith. Shreyas Iyer had gone closer to mid-wicket because of the previous shot, so he's gone square. You have to be careful with Jadeja. It looked like there's no spin, and then suddenly he'll get one to grip as the ball gets older and the pitch gets warm. But at the moment, I wouldn't say it's an absolute Bunsen burner. It's playing nicely, this surface. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now he's just telling the umpire, same hand which I've hurt, that's why I had tape on it.
Yeah, he's a great fielder, we know. Full leg dive, saved a single. Raised his hand quite badly, actually. It's a rougher surface, that rough square.
.96 for 2. Oh, it is slightly odd really. The bowler has got an injury there. You can see blood running down Jadeja's wrist. I'm not sure how your wrist and taping the wrist helps you that much, but there will be some regulation on it.
You can see that Smith is trying to throw the bowlers off. Previous over, he stepped down and chipped the ball over mid-wicket. Trying to make them change their length maybe. Very good, very clever batting this from the Australian skipper.
Top edge. I think it's going to land safe. It's going to land between two fielders. Gets away with it.
Actually, you can hit him there because he's not a big spinner. The ball is coming back into the stumps. So that was kind of risk-free in the end. Just didn't time it properly. Went up high in the air, but landed safely. Safe shot in the air, away from that long on fielder.
And again, this one is nailed much better. I think it's gone all the way. It has 100 up for Australia.
Yeah, that's a tremendous strike. 50-run partnership to go. And it's working kind of well now for Australia. A little bit of impetus, a little bit of aggression. Once again, not a lot of risk, and this time a lot better hit.
Excellent from Labuschagne, 105 for 2.
कुछ लोग अपना देश एक बेहतर कल की उम्मीद में छोड़ते हैं, तो कुछ बीते हुए कल को बुलाने के लिए फिर निम्बा जैसे लोग आते हैं। निम्बा इनोसेंट था, पर सिस्टम ने उसका रंग देखा।
जो गलत मेरे साथ हुआ है उसका आपके बच्चों को नहीं चुकाने दूंगा। असली गुलामी नहीं, राज करना है।
These two know each other so well, inseparable on and off the field most of the time. 51 from 70, the partnership.
The other great thing about the Indian spinners is that on the day anyone could be your match winner.
He's not happy there, Steve Smith. He's saying, hold on, my non-striker was being hugged by the bowler. Telling Labuschagne just to give him, maybe drop a shoulder on him at some stage. There was a little hug at the end here. It's 3 or 4 times now at the non-strikers end. Jadeja or Akshar Patel have got in a tangle. There we go. That's the first one. That's what you got to watch out for, Jadeja. You watch him for 4 overs and you think, well, he's not spinning it, and then from nowhere this happens.
Yes, 20 overs ball. This is the 21st over. He's bowled a little slower as well. Got the ball to grip and turn, and that's now going to create doubt in the batter's mind.
Absolutely, Sunil. Then you get the straight on, or an LBW comes into play. That.
So suddenly you start, well, this is what happened. Well, they know each other quite well. They played a series just now against each other.
Well, they do now after that. They know each other very well. 105 for 2.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेंगे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्ड है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा।
इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्सबाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्सबाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
42 in that phase of 10 overs. Age of 3 overs for 11. Just a change of pace. Literally, looks like Mohammed Shami back into the attack. Change of ends for Shami.
Rohit Sharma has been outstanding as a leader, so this is a good change. Spin, spin, spin from both ends, and certainly you're now asking them to adjust again, so they need a wicket. And Shami bowled a lovely first spell.
Yeah, two of the best captains in the game here. Steve Smith obviously deputising for Pat Cummins, but I think he's been excellent in the tournament. Rohit Sharma, for me, the best captain in world cricket at the moment.
That's the other good thing about Rohit Sharma in India. They're always looking for results and wickets. When they're bowling, it's not about containing, it's about striking. And probably the only team in world cricket that can bounce back from any perilous situation. Because once you start facing the music, it's so difficult for you to claw back into the game. India does it so well with the ball and with the bat. What a good start. Slight movement.
झालं तुझं पेपर झालं की नाही हॅलो हा राखा भेटेल पुढचा तर हे भाई बोल की काय गप्पत बसलीस आम्ही हंग माताला तू हंगत बसलीस
Down the pitch.
He has been looking to do something different to try and throw the bowlers off. You saw him chip the ball over mid-wicket for a couple, then moving away to try and play the cut shot. He's looking to definitely throw the bowler off.
In the game of analytics, this is a good stat. Shami versus Smith. He's had the better of Smith on 4 occasions.
In the air and again, this time left hand. One to his right off Travis Head, one to his left of Stephen Smith, and both gone down.
Yeah, a difficult chance. This was hit hard. Travis Head was a scoop. This came off the middle of the blade. It hardly had time to react. It just hit him on the wrist, I think.
There seemed to be no conviction in going for that. He was just putting his hand up more in hope. You can see that, the way the hand is positioned, not looking to actually catch it. There's no conviction in the attempt. No wonder it was dropped. Not easy, mind you, not easy at all. The follow through, you don't know which way you're moving, whether you're moving left or to the right.
Shimmy. Now has he nicked that? Has he nicked it? Bowler and keeper go up. The man they've got to convince is the skipper. KL is usually brilliant at advising the skipper. He says no, not this time.
Well, India were hoping that something would happen of Shami's 6 deliveries. Well, he's created a couple of opportunities very close to the bat, but maybe not caught behind.
That was purely the change in field, because fine leg had come up and mid-on had gone back. Anything on this? nothing on the glove either, miles from the glove. So now fine leg goes back, and mid-on comes back up. Very good change of pace. Eventful over, 106 for 2.
Rachel and I were offered a chance to run a firm in Seattle. It's time.
Harvey, Mike left. And you are a man who wants back in the game.
I can play dirty just as well as you.
Make yourself at home.
I don't mind if I do.
I am a partner, and I am done having to remind you of that.
Any questions? What have I got myself into? Got yourself into Inspector Lynn.
Jadeja will continue with his 5th. Well, a tight spell so far. 4 overs for 11. That's changed because he's got hold of this one as Labuschagne. And another boundary comes up. Australia been very good at this from time to time. Just coming out of their shell, hitting the boundaries, ensuring that that scoring rate doesn't drop too far down.
Last couple of overs, we've seen Australia trying to make the move on. This one coming good from Marnus Labuschagne.
Can understand because by now they've got a pretty good idea, the 2 batters in, what constitutes a good score. Also they have to hit Jadeja off his line somehow. 1 ball in the previous over, grip turned. Up goes the finger. He's never too far away from it as Jadeja always in line with the stumps or thereabout. Are they not? Are they not? There's not much time left. Off he goes. So India have the wicket.
Just trapped on the crease on this occasion. Jadeja is so accurate. Like you said, last over the ball spun. This one just skids straight through. Wasn't missing leg. Richard Illingworth, he went straight up. He had no doubts. Jadeja is the man again. India get the big wicket of Marnus Labuschagne. Partnership broken. He goes for 29. Australia 110 for 3.
Josh Inglis, the new batter at number 5. Fresh from a fantastic century in a run chase. He'll discover it's a different kind of surface. But if you're a good batter, you adjust. There's some talk he might open the batting today.
He's a versatile player, Josh Inglis, but he is renowned as a very, very good player of spin. But he'll have his challenge here. Jadeja, he pins you on the crease. He doesn't allow you to get away. It's a good start though. Full face.
Steve Smith almost got another hug.
Was it sliding? No, umpire's call. And you can see how fine the margins are in this game.
The way Josh Inglis played that first ball is pretty much how Marnus should have played it. He tried to play too square towards square leg, and hence the pace got him. It skidded through. That's why he's just regretting that shot probably. He was batting well, he had just got that momentum. I almost feel when a new batter comes in, Rohit's tactic would be to bring Varun Chakravarti on and try and get that wicket. Let's wait and watch. For the moment, it's 113 for 3.
बोला का शिकार करे तो लिखते हो शाबाश मेरे शेर शेरनी कहूँगा अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियाँ क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियाँ
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
It's got Josh Inglis in strike. He's another player you look and you think he's a far better player than the numbers suggest. Right through the series that I enjoyed being part of the 5 test matches, it was always thought that Josh Inglis is the next cab of the rank. But he's in front of Varun Chakravarti, who's in good form. 3 overs, 1 for 11. And goes through the batter straight away.
It's a good decision to bring Varun on. Long off to be up. Just challenge Josh Inglis, who's probably playing it for the first or second time. Just try and hit him over mid-off. You create that bat-pad gap as well.
Yeah, it's a good call, DK. Make him try and force the issue first up.
The fielding was excellent, but he threw almost on instinct in trying to cut the single because they really wanted Inglis in strike.
Having just come to the crease, and particularly against a bowler like Varun Chakravarti, who, like you said, DK, hasn't faced him before. So trying to pick him out of the hand. Try and force a big shot. Steve Smith, totally different story. He's now faced 59 deliveries. He's got the pace. He's got the experience also. When Josh Inglis gets on strike, try and force him to play a big shot early in his innings.
The 5 against New Zealand. That straight away put him on top of the fantasy list. ICC, the superteam.com, 183 points. Matt Henry got identical figures, 5 for 42. 156 points. Ken Williamson got 141. That's our strike again.
Just the ability to get down the other end when you're new at the crease. It's a nice start from Inglis.
Oh, lovely shot. Absolute class on it. This went through, would have had to read the movement of the pitch perfectly. He's playing a fine innings here, Steve Smith. 1-2-0 for 3.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेगा। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स भारती प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स बाजी, जीतो धन धना।
6.7 when Travis Head was teeing off, then dropped to about 4.7, 4.8 or so.
We speak about how different players use different methods. But have a look at this. Marnus Labuschagne is playing across one, looking to play too square towards the leg umpire, and misses the line and gets LBW. A very similar ball, Josh Inglis, who likes to stay slightly beside the line, just taps it down to long on for a single. Different methods, but this one more effective. And a very similar one, defended by Stephen Smith here. Jadeja is slowly but steadily putting the pressure. Not giving away those boundaries, just the one slog sweep of it.
And there's a great example right there, presenting the full face. because Jadeja can beat you off the wicket, he's got a great ability to change his pace up or down without giving away too many cues to the batter. It's so accurate.
It's a much better surface from a batsman's point of view than the game against New Zealand. I saw in that game Kane Williamson got 81, but he was struggling to control the game. It was a good fighting innings from him. But here Steve Smith's able to control it a little bit better, I think, and that's got to do to some extent with the surface.
Yeah, it certainly does. Josh Inglis has got an unusual technique at times. He gets very low in his setup. Gives him a great ability to judge length, particularly off someone like Jadeja. That's the end of the 25th. It's 125 for 3.
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ गुले तो जी ललचाए। विमल बोलो सुबह केसरी।
This broadcast on Jio Hotstar is co-presented by My 11 Circle, Make Your Team, co-powered by Campa Energy and Birla Overspace in association with SBI, the banker to every Indian, Jaguar, Path and Lights, Dum Hai To Dikha, and Mutual Funds Sahi Hai.
I was talking about Josh Inglis, how his body height is low, gets his eyes low, and DK, you're a great player of spin. Just gives you the ability to judge length, particularly against guys who bowl straight down into the surface. Very rarely. Jadeja is someone who goes up out of the hand, everything's into the wicket. Varun Chakravarti, although he's more of a leg break and googly bowler, he's very similar. Doesn't give the ball any flight.
And he puts that in the gap again. Excellent use of putting away a bad ball. He got a short ball and straight away boundary. Did that in the previous over with one that was full.
It's good use of the feet. It's not the best delivery. He gets nice and deep in the crease. It's not out of the middle. Again, he just has one fielder to beat in front of him on the leg side.
You always know what's going on in his mind. It's almost as if he's doing a commentary on his own innings.
He wouldn't be a good poker player, would he? Like you said, you can tell exactly what's going through his mind.
This time there's a fielder. 50 comes up. And a very fine 52 to Steve Smith, who's holding this innings together now. 50 of 68.
You can almost see his determination in his eyes. He wants this badly. He wants to be the guy who can get that big score so that Australia can reach a score probably that is par, above par in fact. Burns pulling a tad too full here. And with that, come to the end of the 26th over. Australia 133 for 3.
Jadeja with his 7th. He's got 1 for 23 so far.
Halfway down, Jadeja would have felt like he was in the game there. Just the intent from Steve Smith to try and get after the bowler early in the over. Try and put Jadeja under pressure.
people who step out a lot, the one thing that they do really well is, in case the length is not there, their ability to pull out of the shot and just find a way to take a single or just block it. You see Josh Inglis, what you were referring to, Finchy, how low he is in his stance. It really helps him to get on top of the ball, to judge length well.
For 6. And this just tells you why he's such a good player playing such a good innings. I don't think he overhit it, but from time to time he'll come out, seize the game and go back in. This is a wonderful shot.
He forced the error from Jadeja, using his feet early in the over. It forces Jadeja to just look to go a bit fuller. Like you said, he didn't try and overhit it. That's just a check drive. It's a beautiful shot, 80 metres.
You want to nick his bat, Finchy? Good for another couple of runs here. Normally it's a spinner who's teasing the batter. I think in this case it's the batter with his footwork who's starting to tease the bowler.
The moment Josh Inglis has come in, you can see the run rate has just upped itself, purely with the intent that he's shown.
Catch it! Oh, and the wicket. Every time you get the feeling a partnership develops, there's a wicket. This is a wonderful cat and mouse cricket match.
Disappointment for Inglis. Just holds in the surface. Looking to punch down the ground. Just never quite gets to him. Virat Kohli takes a simple catch. Partnership of 34. Just 27 deliveries broken. Inglis goes for 11. It's 144 for 4.
For Josh Inglis. In comes Alex Carey, who's in a rich vein of form. Better fielder than I thought. I should be very careful when I say that when there's a keeper in the commentary box. He's in good batting form. Also brings a left-handedness. Just moving his bowling around though at the other end. So Kuldeep Yadav comes back.
Again, a matchup. Kuldeep Yadav has actually gotten the better of Alex Carey quite a few times so far. The moment he's walked in, Kuldeep is back. He bowled a couple of overs in the power play, has had to wait his turn, but here is his opportunity. A new batsman at the crease, and a chance for wicket as well.
Very interesting to see how Steve Smith starts playing the situation if he loses another wicket. Until such time as he's got Maxwell with him, he can play a certain way.
Just stopped on him. He's almost committed into the shot. He's batting really well, feeling good. But when something like this happens, you always need to feel for the batter. He's coming on nicely to the bat, but this one just held in the pitch. He was committed into the shot, couldn't get out of it. India are not complaining though.
So good in the big games that this Steve Smith, an ICC knockout tournament, averages 81. 7 innings, 405 runs. Going back to that 2015 World Cup. We will change the topic there before Finchy latches on to who he got the 100 against.
He played a great innings in Sydney World Cup semi-final against India. Great players have a sense of the moment, don't they? more pressure that everybody else feels. They go about their business. Steve Smith has been one of the greats.
Just the way he's played that ball tells me he still hasn't picked Kuldeep. A lot of the times they end up picking it from the pitch. You see he's looking for the one that's coming back in, but it is the googly which held his position there. Bat face telling you almost looking to play it on the leg side.
I like how he's moving his spinners around, not letting the batters get used to one particular bowler. He's got 4 to choose from. Little poke, but not enough to get the edge. 1-4-6 for 4.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेंगे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्सबाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्सबाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
2 for 34 for Jadeja. Is he a warrior? Honestly, if he gets out, will he spend the rest of the day thinking about it?
I think all batters do, don't they? You sit back after you've been dismissed and you kick yourself about the dismissal. Also, could I have got off strike this ball, or did I miss a boundary on that ball? One of the games that doesn't matter how long you play for, you can always be better, and it does funny things to your mind.
Umpire's just had a word with Jadeja about where he's going on his follow through. And having been a left arm spinner himself, he was almost mimicking the motion.
This spell so far, Jadeja's picked up a couple. And 2 very different deliveries. The first one, Manas, one that skidded on. He's late on it. And the next one, very similar, but just stopped on Josh Inglis there.
That was the slowest ball he bowled, and it turned 4 degrees.
Just goes to show how difficult Jadeja is to face. Almost identical deliveries. His ability to just hold the ball back, get some turn out of the surface.
Headed towards the boundary, and we'll get there 1 bounce. Not sure he was in complete control of that, but all he had to do was clear the infield.
Mid-off up inside the circle. Alex Carey looking to give himself a touch of room. Just shimmies out to the leg side so he can get his hands through the ball. It's a safe shot, even though it's against the turn. It's good proactive batting. It's taking the initiative.
Man out on the boundary, that long on. Mid-off is inside the circle. 6 came off that over, 29 gone. It's 152 for 4.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Starting to enjoy themselves now. It's always a great contest when these 2 teams play. It's been that way today too.
Kuldeep is someone who's just coming back from a groin injury, and generally when you get an injury, you try and figure out what's the closest you can get to bowling as scientifically well as possible, so that the injuries don't keep recurring. And he's made a couple of small little technical changes. The first one being the height of his jump. A bowler, as he's running in, the one thing that jump does is break his momentum. He's gotten a little taller in terms of his jump. And the after effect of that is him actually releasing the ball slightly lower. And what this does do is have a look at his legs, where he goes around in the 2023 World Cup, whereas here he's a lot more aligned towards the batter. So with this current change that he has done, he will end up bowling a lot better with his googlies. And the previous one, when he used to do, where he used to go across almost and get around the ball, he used to bowl a lot more in terms of the ball coming back in, and hence his speed has dipped as well because of the jump being slightly higher.
Keep the scoreboard ticking, keep the scoreboard ticking. Just had to beat the man at 45. So Gary's come in and starting to make a statement, saying, I'm going to take you on.
Gary always good with the sweeps. This time hitting it instinctively, picking the line, knowing it was just around leg stump.
A man inside the circle at 45. In fact, each of the four outside is either square or in front of the wicket.
He's been batting really well, hasn't he, Aaron?
Yeah, he certainly has been. One part that you would say was quite erratic about his batting over the last couple of years, it's when he starts against spin. He'd look to play a lot of sweeps, a lot of reverse, but you can just see the calmness that he's going about his business with now. Everything looks in control.
And brings out the sweep again and plays it well too. There's a fielder there, he'll keep it down to 1. So 6 of the over, it's 158 for 4 after 30.
कुछ लोग अपना देश एक बेहतर कल की उम्मीद में छोड़ते हैं, तो कुछ बीते हुए कल को भुलाने के लिए फिर निम्मा जैसे लोग आते हैं। निम्मा इनोसेंट था, पर सिस्टम ने उसका रंग देखा।
जो गलत मेरे साथ हुआ है, उसका आपके बच्चों को नहीं चुकाने दूंगा। असीम गुलामी राज करना है।
Australia going at just over 5 runs per over. It's a good run rate being maintained as well as Smith has played, and seeing how Australia has gone about the job, one can't help but get the feeling at the same time that this is probably the best pitch we've seen here since the tournament started. It might have looked dry, but it's a settled pitch. He's the man who's often done it for Australia, just holding this innings together. Just the fact that he's captain as well, you can see there's determination is there to play the big score. Ramesh Raja, Michael Atherton with me. Big role for him. His job is just half done yet.
Absolutely, I think he's holding the innings together, as you rightly pointed out, and also I think there is scope for being a little original in style on a surface like this. Whilst there is room for improvisation, but he knows his game. I think it's worked well for Australia. He's picked a bit of momentum and timing also. I think it's a pitch where you initially struggle to get things going and cracking straight away. This takes a little bit of time to adjust, adapt, and then get going.
What I've liked about this innings is from the outset, it's not just defense, he's mixed caution with aggression. He's looked for the boundary ball as well. And the shot selection has been good, he's picked the gaps nicely. Like I said, he backs his strengths. He doesn't try anything flash. He knows what he's good at and focuses on that more than anything else.
Sense of occasion also. Bigger platform, bigger event, and you see him produce his best. Great game awareness.
160 for 4.
दिन भर नाचेंगे पलंग चढ़ के फिर पढ़ के नाच लड़ लड़के हर पल होती जब गड़बड़ दे तेरा दिल बोले जल्दी से गट गट ले Top time एक और ट्राई कर दे लास्ट टाइम कोक टाइम
And the crowd enjoying themselves. 160 for 4. Now a lot of people will come into the ground. It's nicely played. Talk about Smith, but Alex Carey, he's such an important player. Such an improved player over the last 18 months or so. Gets some invaluable runs lower down the order. And what's good from Smith's point of view is that he's a busy player. So Smith will not have to think about taking that risk to keep the scoreboard ticking along. Because if Carey is there, he'll score.
You mentioned, Ravi, that this is the best pitch that we've seen here in Dubai, certainly a better one than the last game against New Zealand. Given that, with hindsight, which is the better balance for India, would you say? The four spinners or the extra seamer?
I think if they knew this pitch was like this, they might have thought, even today, I thought they might have been pushed to think in the direction of Harshit as well. Having said that, if you lose a couple of wickets here and Australia don't have much batting, then the spinners can really get on top of the opposition. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Full face of the blade, just chipping it down the ground for a couple. He's done that from the outset.
Yeah, the very good part of this innings from Smith is control. All he did was to just control that straight drive, didn't go really hard with that drive, wanted that placement.
Something's not pleased Kohli. So 32 gone, 165 for 4.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेगा। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स बाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैप पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स बाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
18 overs to go. Australia maintaining a good run rate. They need a partnership now for the next 10 overs or so. That will be an ideal platform.
Definitely spun back into the stumps, the wrong one. Time for this ball to grip. 32.1 overs old.
big occasion. To bring the best out of big players. Steve Smith has got a massive role to play today, not just in this middle order, but later on as well, as captain, tactically trying to nurse some of these young Australian players through. Important roles for Tanveer Sangha and Cooper Connolly.
That's a good strike. There's no one there. And even if there was someone there, he would have been a spectator. Beautifully timed. He's picked his spot to perfection.
Yeah, so likable this shot, and he picked up the pace so early because that was a perfect angle to hit that six. Quick through the air, strongly on that front foot with that slot sweep over mid-wicket.
Scoreboard ticking along. And this is what Carey does. He takes the pressure off his partner. 20 of 19 now. Quickly into his stride. Eight of the over. It's 173 for 4.
बोलर का शिकार करे तो लिखते हो शाबाश मेरे शेर, शेरनी कहूँ ना। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियाँ, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियाँ।
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
$173 for 4. Plenty of golf courses in this part of the world, and between all the high-rise buildings. And this is like a sporting hub in Dubai. Again, he's picking his spots. He's playing the field at the moment, Alex Carey.
Wonderful batting, look of concern from Rohit Sharma. Previous over, Alex Carey down on one knee, that full-blooded slog sweep. This is a slightly different shot. Going straighter this time in the same position, but going straighter because mid-on is inside the circle. Wonderful batting.
Still mid-on up in the circle. You can see deep mid-wicket a little straighter. Busy player. He scores all round, particularly strong square of the wicket. He's good on the square drive, the sweeps. Should be a wide.
That was because of the slot sweep and the one he hit over the infield. Keep the ball away from his reach, make him drive through the offside instead of slot sweeping over mid-wicket.
It's in the air. He's going to go a little wider. He demonstrated after that. I want to flick it away towards that deep mid-wicket. Michael, you mentioned about New Zealand and this being a better pitch. Australia has already hit more boundaries than New Zealand got in their entire innings at this stage. Still 16 overs to go after this.
Not just the boundaries, but the dot balls as well. I think there were 125 from New Zealand in those 37 overs of spin.
A nice mix where you've seen big shots, good rotation of strike, and Carey has taken a lot of time to get cracking. 24 of 24.
Oh, lovely shot. I just said he was playing the field. This is magnificent from Carey. This is an area of strength, but that was beautifully executed. And a boundary to end the over. It's 182 for 4.
जीत गई आरसीबी। ट्रॉफी जब उठाई तो शाबाशी मिली, शाबाश। अब लड़कों की बारी, वो तो जीतेंगे, पर शाबाश लड़कियां तो बोलो। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियां, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियां। 14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Perfect pace being generated through Carey and Smith, partnership of 38 from 43, so that gives Australia a chance to target at 300. 7 runs per over, 294 will be a competitive score. This is a pressure game, semi-final of Champions Trophy. And the ball will stick more in the surface second time around. It will have more for the spinners.
Definitely, Ramesh, if there's no dupe. We've not seen any dupe up to now in all the matches played here. Rohit Sharma says enough of spin. It's Mohammad Shami back into the attack. Try and just break the rhythm here. Spin one end, pace at the other. Whoa.
Well, Smith is looking at the field. There are 5 men, of course, inside the circle, and 2 of them up at mid-off and mid-on. He's eyeing something straight down the ground. It just didn't quite kick off the surface. It died a touch.
Just over mid-wicket. Rohit Sharma was the man leaping away.
Rohit Sharma was in at mid-wicket. Didn't time it. And well, over his head for a couple of runs. When we talk of Indian fielding, Ravindra Jadeja stands out. He's been so good in the field, gets to the ball. It's about athleticism, it's about anticipation and about getting rid of the ball quickly. Have a look at that. Creates opportunities, and he's sharp and he's brilliant to watch. Gives 100%.
He's not the youngest in the side. He's the thoroughbred. Just the way he moves across the turf is so graceful.
And then put a timer on Jadeja and look at how quickly he gets to the ball and releases it so quickly. You see him attacking the ball. Yes. Absolutely outstanding at point.
Point fielders, the best ones, they anticipate really well.
Say that good teams make use of their best fielder, and Jadeja has touched the ball 27 times in this innings.
4 of the over. 35 gone. 186 for 4. That drink's being called for.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेगा। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा।
रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्सबाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो। जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्सबाजी। जीतो धन धनाधन ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
$186 for 4, 15 to go. 71 Smith, as he's done so often in the past, on the big game, he rises to the occasion. Seems very, very determined in this innings. From the outset, there was intent, looking for the boundaries as well. He's played some lovely shots. He's just played the field nicely, as has his partner Alex Carey in this partnership. See today, Smith. Boundaries and sixes as well. One difficult chance. These are the ones you expect to stick. Hardik Pandya now brought back into the attack, so some respite for the spinners. A little break. Oh, that's extremely well played. First ball after the break. He's picked it up beautifully, Alex Carey.
Well, that's a measure of the concern for Rohit Sharma. 36th over, he probably wants spin on at this stage. He's got Hardik, he did have Shami on, boundary off the first ball of this over. If Australia go run a ball for the next 10 overs and then 9 and over, that's taking them to 300, 9 and over for the last 5. Wickets, of course, the absolute key for India. They need a couple.
He's played the field, and that's where India would feel a bit frustrated. Timed the ball beautifully, so 7 and over, 290. It's going to be a competitive score. If they get to 290, and anything can happen if a wicket falls. Couple of wickets. And then the spinners come into play once again.
It looks as if India will be chasing the biggest score they've chased here. They have to win this contest. '89th game for him. Both umpires today experienced. Too short of 100, which are dealing with.
The question here for the Pacers is whether to go for change of pace or whether to still go on bowling the length, bowl within the stumps, improvise, or just let it be for a little while and then take a lead.
Carey and Smith, they would have seen a lot of Hardik Pandya and they know that he mixes it up. So you're better off staying back and waiting. And not committing. Because then if he's fractionally off his length, you can put it away like he did with the first ball to the boundary.
And that last ball is probably the best option here for Pandya. That middle and leg channel into the stumps on his pad. Just about perfectly bowled.
Oh, lovely shot. Just the timing coming down the track was so good. But Hardik Pandya couldn't adjust. This is really good batting. Second boundary of the over. Very controlled this.
Yeah, creating his own angle by coming out of the crease. That's the beauty about that shot and about Carey's batting. He's not allowed bowlers to bowl. His areas, his angles have been varied from square leg to mid wicket to cover, and now this great drive through the offside. Sweat.
50 partnership has come up. Just to tell you how good Carey has been, he scored 38 of them. It's 195 for 4.
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ बोले तो जी लग जाए। विमल बोलो जुबान के।
This is a top of the table clash. Will Kiwi's resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
In at an absolutely critical time.
So still Shami. Sharma will wait till the 40th till he brings the spinner back in. Because you have the additional fielder that will go out of the inner circle. And the options for him would be Varun Chakravarti, who's got 3 overs. There's Kuldeep as well. Kuldeep a little off the boil today. More than that, I thought Australia played him well.
From Alex Carey, 39 currently from just 34 balls, and a wide array of strokes that he's played today. Sweeping of the spinners has been excellent. Not just that, he's driven over extra cover and down the ground as well. It's a phase when you've got to have that extra man inside the circle. He's been difficult to stop.
This time Smith doesn't quite get hold of it. still get a couple of runs. You can see Australia putting the pressure. They know that extra fielder is in the circle, so they're looking for those boundaries. And he's played really well. He's front foot, back foot. He's gone down the track. You can see where he's met the balls. Just has such a wide range of shots, which he's put on show today, which has made it difficult for Rohit Sharma to set a field as well. He's made the bowlers think. He's made the captain think. Could see what Smith was trying. He wanted to go through the offside, and he misses it. Just what India needed. It's the big wicket of Steve Smith.
Can't believe he's missed it. He did come down the pitch, but it was a full toss by the time that it passed him. He was eyeing up extra cover. The man out is very square. Smith was eyeing up the extra cover boundary, but India needed that. This was starting to become a damaging partnership. It's Shami that has given Rohit the key wicket here. Bowling Steve Smith, Australia's captain, for 73, 198. Bye.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारे। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा। इस बार रिवर्स स्वीप खेलते हुए
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स बाजी प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धन धनाधन। जियो हॉटस्टार पे चैंपियंस को देखो, जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेडिंग ऑन स्पोर्ट्स बाजी, जीतो धन धनाधन, ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
Glenn Maxwell comes out to the middle. The stage set for him. 13 overs to go after this, so plenty of overs still left. Australia still need a partnership. They're scoring at a good rate, but they don't want to give it away at this stage. Losing another wicket or two. Maybe a spring in the stride of the Indians now that Smith has been dismissed.
That was a prize scout, and I think you can put it down to good field set as well, mid-off and mid-on, up in the circle. So Smith probably looking to get that ball past those two fielders. It was bowled at a good pace as well, 140 plus clicks from Shami. And most importantly, hitting the stumps. It was a straight ball, and Smith would be disappointed. He was batting so well. Australia needed him to be out there. Another 3-4 more overs.
So 37 gone, 199 for 5.
This broadcast on Jio Hotstar is co-presented by My 11 Circle, Make Your Team, co-powered by Campa Energy and Birla Overspace in association with SBI, the banker to every Indian, Jaguar, Path and Lights, Dum Hai To Dikha, and Mutual Funds Sahi Hai.
ये अरमान है तो मुमकिन है।
बोलर का शिकार करे तो लिखते हो शाबाश मेरे शेर, शेरनी कहूँ ना। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियाँ, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियाँ।
14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
50, 56, 44, 54. It's an interesting phase now with Maxwell. Carey's batting beautifully. There you go. So the good thing when you look at that is they haven't lost wickets in a clump. They haven't lost 2 wickets or 3 wickets in a short passage of play. It also tells you they haven't got that big, potentially match-winning partnership.
Yeah, that was the one, wasn't it, right there? Smith and Carey, they were batting so nicely. Total control.
6 for Maxwell, and he's here.
200 up, what a way to bring it. Take a look at the power in this shot, Sonny. absolutely smashed it. Good stable base and plants it up into the pavilion.
Six and out. So Maxwell. If you have to summarize Maxwell's career in 2 balls, there it was in front of you.
First ball was aimed at his pads because Akshar Patel thought that maybe restrict on the bat swing, but it didn't work. Went for a huge 6. This one slightly slower, also maybe just a little bit shorter. And it was a nothing shot. You can see the bat handled the grip coming off. It really was a nothing shot from Maxwell, going right across the line. That's a big wicket because Maxwell can take the game away from any team. He's gone for 7, 6 out, 205.
ट्रॉफी जब उठाई तो शाबाशी मिली, शाबाश। अब लड़कों की बारी, वो तो जीतेंगे पर शाबाश लड़कियां तो बोलो। अब हर गेम में बरसेंगी शाबाशियां, क्योंकि टाटा WPL में दहाड़ेंगी शेरनियां। 14th February to 15th March on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports.
Now this was a situation Australia needed to avoid. In comes Ben Warshus, and then you've got Zampa, Sangha and Ellis. So really Alex Carey from Australia's point of view needs to control this game. India pick up another. Suddenly thinking, right, maybe we can get them under 260.
He said it. It can be frustrating to support Maxwell. He's just can be a genius, and then you'll see something like that. Australia were avoiding the entire time, losing wickets in clumps, but now right at the death knell here. Lost 2 back-to-back wickets. Going to put a lot of weight on Alex Carey, Sonny. This is just, it's absolutely key now that he just keeps flowing.
Oh yes, I think he'll have to bat right through till the end if Australia looking to get to a big total 206 for 6.
Carey 39 of 36 Warshus has just come in. He can bat Warshus a little bit. T20s averages 17, strike rate about 140. Just looking at list A, about 20.3, striking 106. He's bowled that very cleverly as Akshar Patel. See the speeds of this one.
Yeah, 84. Then what? Zipped it through much faster, got it underneath the striking zone of Maxwell. Cagey play, 6 and out.
Wasn't quite music to Australia's ears there. Six and out. I wonder if Brett Lee's here.
He is, he's here. Gee, that was a key wicket. What a moment. Australia were cruising. We were buzzing behind the commentary box saying, well, what could it be? Certainly just south of 300, one would suspect, but now they've got to claw their way back in. India suddenly now are eyeing off the possibility of somewhere around maybe 250, 260.
Just as curious by the Steve Smith's dismissal. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. These are all the wickets that fall today. That was a big one, Travis Head. First ball he ever faced against Varun Chakravarti. Then Labuschagne. seeing this. This was the very interesting one. I want to pose to the two of you, and then Maxwell. You've played as well as Steve Smith has, when you're seeing the ball as well as he was. How do you miss a full toss?
It's almost like look at that brilliant effort from Kohli. The Indians are all charged up now with those 2 quick wickets. But yes, I think just like a very good fielder can drop a simple catch, a very good batter can miss a full toss. I think he was moving away just that little bit as well towards the leg side to swing his arms freely.
Was that bat first? I think that's what had Shami interested. Certainly a couple of sounds.
Yeah, Ramiz Raja, who called the wicket, was right on the money. He said it was very good field placing as well from Rohit Sharma. Mid-off, cover up into the ring. Plenty of contact there, no worries. And it was 140 kilometres an hour as well, so it was an up-paced delivery. Smith was eyeing off the boundary, had a huge gap open on the offside.
Very clearly bat first, that's what Kohli was suggesting. It was a very fine effort from Shami though. In his 7th over, 2 for 27. Been used in very short bursts. That's how it ends, 2 for 27, 207 for 6.
This is a top of the table clash.
Will Kiwis' resilience prevail? Or formidable South Africa march into another final?
Win and you're alive. Lose, go home.
Into the base of off stump. Smith eyeing off another boundary. He had great placement all through his innings today. It was a fine knock.
From Australia's point of view, how does Carey play this here? Because it's imperative he's batting the last 3 or 4 overs. That's still some distance away. There's 11 left. But everything we've seen on the surface suggests you need 280.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Harsha. I'm not so convinced. I believe it's a better wicket than what we've seen. And how good? Time will tell.
This is a fresh pitch. This is the 4th match that is being played here. And they've used different pitches for all the matches. But this is a completely fresh pitch for today's game. And perhaps that's the reason why the ball is coming onto the bat a little bit better than what we've seen in the first 3 games. There's not much help for the spinners. Been a little bit of turn, but not the kind of turn that we saw when New Zealand spinners were also getting the ball to grip and turn.
Oh, he's just coming from there. He's playing the field well here, Carey.
Yeah, you asked the question how he's got to play here, Carey, and this is it. He's been in really good rhythm and flow. He's looked unflappable right through the start of his innings until now, so he doesn't really need to change anything at all. Scoreboard shouldn't necessarily try and restrict your own thinking.
This was actually clever bowling because he was bowling outside his leg stump. That actually allowed him to play that shot. There's another fielder there now.
And just sneaks a single. For a left armour, rolling to a left-hander, you've got shot third, backward point, very, very square cover. And to think that each of those 3 is probably there for the reverse sweep.
He's also conventionally swept as well, Harsha. He's been so good. A normal sweep shot. Good contact. So you're both telling me that this is a 280 type wicket. It's that much better than what you've seen.
There's 10 overs left, 60 deliveries. carry is there, they can get to 280 for sure. 213 for 6.
ये है ग्रेट क्रिकेट ज्ञानी गौरव ज्ञानी।
ऑन साइड छोटी है, ये लेग पे मारेगा। ऑन साइड में एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर है, रिवर्स स्वीप मारेगा।
आपके क्रिकेट ज्ञान में है दम, मौका दे रहे हैं हम। स्पोर्ट्स प्रेजेंट्स जीतो धनधनाधन जियो हॉटस्टार में चैंपियंस को देखो। जीतो टैब पे जाओ, आसान सवालों का जवाब दो, जीत सकते हैं 15 लाख तक के गोल्ड वाउचर्स। एक और गोल्डन मौका क्रिकेट ज्ञान से रियल प्रॉफिट बनाने का। स्टार्ट फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स ट्रेनिंग और स्पोर्ट्स बाजी। जीतो धनधनाधन ओनली ऑन जियो हॉटस्टार।
Very interesting to see now how Rohit Sharma uses his bowlers in the back 10. Because he's at 6 to go to, he's not restricted in any way. He's gone back to Kuldeep Yadav.